I was a little shocked this chapter, right? I was a little shocked that we got something that we don't get that often, and that was the use of Sea Prism, right? Like we see Stussy using Sea Prism on Rob Lucci, and will we get more Sea Prism? Because like I'm a fan of like seeing stuff that Oda has established be utilized, right? Like back in Skypiea, we got the whole impact dials. You know what I'm saying? And then what that allowed was kind of a power up for Usopp because Usopp was using impact dials all of a sudden, right?
Yeah.
So he was using that all through the time the pre time skip, right? He was using that. He fought Luffy using impact dials. It allowed him to fight Luffy on like equal footing almost, right?
Yeah.
And then post time skip, we stopped seeing Impel Down. We stopped seeing impact dials, and it was kind of like Oda just forgot about impact dials all of a sudden. You know what I mean? Or I guess maybe Usopp still uses them. They're just integrated in his Kabuto, but uh it's like we don't see them like physically anymore. And with Sea Prisms, we don't see Sea Prism weapons that often. I mean, we seen Smoker. He had that staff that almost looked like a baton. And then this chapter we get Stussy. And I think in Wano we got Hawkins. He had like the nails that were made out of Sea Prism. So you guys think maybe Sea Prism weapons would be more prevalent moving forward? We could start with BR. If, start with BR. But
Uh,
do you think Sea Prism weapons will be more prevalent? Like maybe since we're getting the Devil Fruit Awakenings, maybe that could kind of be like a counter for characters who aren't blessed with great hockey, right? They're not blessed with like Shanks level hockey. So maybe Sea Prism would be a great counter to Devil Fruit abilities moving forward, especially now that we're going to get more awakenings. So, what are your thoughts on that, BR?
I 100% believe that they're going to be way more relevant in the final saga because we already like you said we seen Smoker use it and we seen some other world government slash Marines use it like Stussy. So I think those ones who don't have devil fruits will use sea stone weapons.
Yeah, yeah.
Like we
And
could see someone with a sea stone sword.
I was just thinking about that. And it kind of saddens me because I feel as though we just left the country where sea prism like sea stone is made, right? But it's like I I I would have thought if anybody could use like a sea stone type weapon, maybe Usopp, right? Because he deals with a lot of weapons. Frankie possibly if he would have like a sea stone cyborg, possibly. It would
Yeah,
I think could have been a nice upgrade for Usopp to have like a sea stone weapon. You know what I mean? Personally,
yeah, yeah. Like you said, like his cyborg body being made of sea stone. I think it would be pretty cool to see someone with a sea stone body, but I think it would be good to see it with like a world government member or probably after Laugh Tale someone does it. But yeah, Flanky probably could do it after Laugh Tale,
yeah.
making his armor sea stone.
I think he could do that maybe possibly after meeting Vegapunk. Maybe like because he might get motivated to create like a cyborg like the one that Lilith was riding, and that could be made out of sea stone. You know what I mean? And then we could see Frankie going toe to toe with Devil Fruit users in his cyborg in his big mech. So that'd be interesting. Um, Cube, Sea Stone, weapons.
So first of all, Blumph, the last time that you and I talked about something that's been missing for a while was just before the end of Wano. And 2 weeks afterwards, we were talking about it's weird that Oda has completely forgot about bounty hunters. And then we had this entire thing with Cross Guild. And I'm thinking that there's a reason why at Wano, just before the arc of this one, they talk about how Sea Stone were created in Wano and they explain the origin of it. So I do think that Sea Stone will get a big explanation. And I do think it's going to tie up with whatever is part of this electromagnetic thing, because I think it's connected to sea stone and electromagnetic. I think this connected to the earth, like something about the natural or in the natural world of One Piece, the earth itself. Because I do feel like, and if you think about it, magnetic poles become stronger and stronger as you go to a new world. That's why you need the log post. You need three arrows instead of one, compared to the Grand Line. So I do think that we're about to reach to the reason why, and I think it'll be Elbaf.
So no to Sea Stone weapons. Yes to
No,
Sea.
I think until Elbaf, we won't have anybody from the crew of Sea Stone weapon.
Well, no,
Or
I'm
he'll
just saying.
include
I'm
it
not
as
talking about the crew specifically. I'm just talking about in general. Are Sea Stone is Sea Stone going to be more, and not necessarily Sea
yeah.
Stone weapons, because we could just talk Sea Stone in general. Is it going to be more prevalent moving forward? Like, is it going to be utilized more by characters? Because
Yeah.
when I see where we're going with the story, this being the end game, right? So we'll probably start seeing more Devil Fruit awakenings. Like that might be more of a common thing, right? And yes, I know Haki is a great counter to Devil Fruit users, right? But not everybody has like Haki at the level of Luffy or Shanks or you know like maybe characters like Mihawk possibly. Like we don't know how great his Haki is, but him not being a Devil Fruit user, I think we could assume he has a good high level of Haki as well, right? So
No, man.
will
Dude,
Sea
yeah.
Stone
No.
will Sea Stone be used to kind of counter, like especially among like lower tier characters in the Haki department at least. I'm not talking about like they're just weak. Will we see them?
I think if Blackbeard's crew is creating an entire crew of Delphoid users, we will have at one point Blackbeard going against people with only Kairoseki, Sea Stone. So I do think we're going to see at one point a big battle between Blackbeard's crew and people with just Sea Stone weapons.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
need to
what if
balance.
Garp has some with him?
what if what?
What if Garp has some some sea stone weapons with him?
He
Who?
is good enough hockey. Garp.
Garp.
I don't see him himself using it, but I guess I could see him blinging for some other people that he might have blung with him to use. Like
I
they
mean,
could
see
use
him.
like knuckle dusters, sea stone knuckle dusters, or sea stone sandals, or something.
I mean that. If like Garp's crew are aware of Blackbeard's crew having all these all these devil fruit abilities, excuse me, then I mean I could see maybe them preparing for because again Garp is not going to be able to fight all of Blackbeard crew by himself. He gonna need a little help. So but who is at the level of who does Garp have with him that's going to be at the level of Blackbeard's crew? I mean, there was that one guy, I forget his name, that's always with Garp, but like,
Borgado is just like his number two.
yeah, he's the one who trained
Yeah, Kobe and El
Kobe.
Napo.
Yeah.
But I'd like to add on something. It's on a theory I'm working with Den, but I can already tease it. I'm pretty sure, because I like to drop that because we're talking about Garp. And that's why I don't think there'll be a battle, because I'm wondering if Pudding could be the reason for Garp. That's why Blackbeard wanted Pudding, because she has a Devil Fruit. About memories, and Sengoku said, the only person that knows about Zebex nowadays is only Garp, but even he doesn't talk about it.
Mm.
Just to drop this in. Food for thought.
All right, all right. Well, yeah, Joy Boy. What about you? What about like, what are your thoughts on Sea Prism being used for here on out in the story? Will we be seeing more of it? Could we see some more? Could we potentially see like Straw Hats get some sea stone weapons? Like maybe Usopp get some sea stone bullets or something. I don't know. Maybe Frankie. You know, because he also used uh bullets and stuff as well. You know.
Yeah, I definitely think at some point that, like you said, Usopp and potentially Frankie getting some sea stone weaponry. But I would like to see like sea stone used, especially in the final war, to like kind of buff the fodder marines,
Oh,
or not even like the fodder marines, but like
the
other
average
people that
ones.
may have been beaten in the past, like having it too to try to like close that gap a little bit more and make it interesting.
I agree with that. I think that would be smart. You know, make characters who like you said, the fodder marines. I agree with that with the fodder marines
And
being
like
buffed.
especially how like far Luffy has like rose with Gear 5. I would really think the only thing that can counter him, like besides like cutting, but even then, like I feel like cutting really doesn't have as much as of an effect that it used to have on him.
Yeah, because he got that
But
armament.
yeah, but using Sea Stone would definitely be like one of the ways to make a fight with Luffy more interesting, other than him just clowning on everybody.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree that because you like one thing about the Gear 5 transformation that always has bothered me even up to now is just the idea that like who challenges Luffy at this point, right? Like who's really going to be much of a challenge outside like Blackbeard, end of series Blackbeard, and possibly Eam at this point. Maybe Shanks because hockey and everything, but uh like if Luffy has to come into contact with Sea Stone a lot, it might not be as easy of a ride for him. You know what I mean? So I think that would definitely be smart. Even dealing with like normal fodder Marines as well. Like if he had to fight him and they had like Sea Stone, not saying he wouldn't low diff him. He is still most likely low diff him, but it would be a little more difficult than normal.
Yeah,
So
like imagine he goes to do his Fusen thing, the balloon, the bounce back bullets, but isn't there Sea Stone bullets, so he just gets shot.
bruh. And I don't think his awakening is stopping the effects of Sea Stone at the end of the day.